Good morning, children. Okay. So we are observing different life processes till now. So we have cleared nutrition, one of the life process, then respiration, another life process, transportation, which is very important in our biological activities, children. Then now let us see about the next life process, which is more essential, very important in our body, that is excretion, right? So we have crossed nutrition, respiration, transportation successfully, and let us have a detailed look about the excretion. Okay, so today I want to give a small introduction about excretion. Then we will have a detailed study one by one. Okay, let me explain it first. So generally, when you look into the factories where there are more products are producing, after production of the different products, children, lots of waste materials are released, right? You know all those things. So in the same way, in our body also, when many biological activities are going on, children, lots of unwanted particles, unused particles, unused materials will be accumulated in our body. Okay, so readily our body have to remove all those things. So our body can be termed as a cellular factory. Our body is known as what? Cellular factory. So in our body also, so many biological activities are carried on by the children. Lots of wastages will be accumulated in our body. Okay. So here, what type of biological activities are carried out in our body means, children. Generally, you know about the anabolic activities and catabolic activities. Okay, so anabolic activities and catabolic activities, which are essential activities are taken up by our body. So what is anabolic activity means, children? This is helpful for body building up, building materials to body. Building materials to body. The body materials can be built up by the anabolic activities. Okay, so what is the example of anabolic activity? Digestion process is there now. That is known as anabolic activity. Okay, the food materials will be added to the tissues and to the cells. Okay, after digestion, the materials to be added. That is anabolic activity. And another one is known as catabolic activity. So digestion is anabolic activity. And respiration is there, no? Respiration. This is a catabolic activity. Respiration is a catabolic activity. So here, respiration is a kind of catabolic activity. I mean, catabolic activity means here what happened? The food materials will be broken down into further smaller particles, whereas the energy is produced. Okay, so here when anabolic activities and catabolic activities are carried out by our body together, children. So this both together said to be as metabolic activities. Metabolic activities. Okay. So here there are lots of anabolic and catabolic activities are carried out, together known as metabolic activities. So when these metabolic activities are going on in our body, at that time, children, so many wastes get released. Okay, lots of various kinds of waste materials, unwanted materials released in our body. Okay, so immediately our body have to respond to that, children, and they should be eliminated from our body. Otherwise, what happened? By all these unwanted particles, unused particles, okay, our body biological activities is totally destroyed. Okay, the biological activities further will be destroyed. Okay, so sometimes what happens means with these unwanted particles, children, they converted to toxic substances, and that toxic substances leads to illness. They cause some other diseases. Sometimes the failure of excretory organs also will be there, right? Okay, so when such wastes get released in our body, like different waste materials are accumulated in our body, no children. Immediately that should be removed from our body. So here there is a certain process for elimination, for releasing of these materials out of our body, no children. That is known as excretion. Okay, so excretion is nothing but it is a process. The excretion is a biological process. Excretion is a biological process. So under this process, what happened? Elimination of waste materials, unwanted materials will be there. So the process of elimination of unwanted materials, wastes from our body is known as excretion. Okay, so when we talk about this excretion, children, this excretion is derived by a Latin word. Excretion is derived by a Latin word. So what is that Latin word? That means a combination of Latin word. So here, when you split the excretion, children, X and creamier. X and creamier. So X means out. What is the meaning of X? Out. And creamier means, children, shift. So the excretion word is derived from a Latin word, children. That is, X means out, creamier means shift. So we are shifting out the unwanted materials from our body. Okay, so whatever the materials are released by different metabolic activities in our body, children, all those materials are removed by the excretion process. So excretion is one of the biological process, and it will be carried out in all organisms. Not only in human beings, children, in all organisms the excretion process will be there. Why? Because it is one of the life process. Excretion is also one of the life process, how nutrition, respiration, transportation is going on in different organisms now. In the same way, excretion and excretory system is there, children. That is also one of the life process, and we can see this excretory system in all lower grade animals as well as in higher grade animals. Okay, but when we talk about this excretory system in different animals, children, so different animals and different methods will be there, and the excretory organs also not equal. Okay, so in very lower grade animals like amoeba you take. Okay, amoeba having a simple organization. Amoeba having a very simple organization. The body structure is a very simple. Okay, so in amoeba, the body surface is there, the membrane, cell membrane is there. That is only helpful to eliminate the excretory materials itself. And you know the structure of amoeba, and inside that we can see contractile vacuole and food vacuole. Contractile vacuole and food vacuole. So in food vacuole, food is digested. So this contractile vacuole is there. No, this is meant for elimination of the excretory products. That means waste products. Okay, so how we will get these waste products means there are so many routes. Okay, so different metabolic activities I said, no. So during digestion, during respiration, so when digestive juices are secreting in our body, so by all means, children, different types of wastes get released in our body itself. Okay. So this excretory system is varied in different organisms. So in amoeba, we are talking about the different excretory organs in different organisms. So in amoeba, a very simple excretory system will be there. Okay, so all the waste materials reach to the contractile vacuole, and from there, children, they reach to the body surface, and from there they will be eliminated out. Then when we see in molluscus and annelids, in arthropods, there we have a different excretory organs. Nephridia is one of the excretory organs. Nephridia. And green glands. So in arthropods, we can see green glands. Okay, metanephridia, that is also another excretory organ. So when we talk about a man, children, a man is a highly evolved organism. A complex body designing will be there, and the cellular organization is also complex, and more various kinds of excretory products get released by metabolic activities. So man have a separate excretory organs. They have nothing but kidneys. They have nothing but what? Kidneys. Okay. So like the children, the excretory organs, the excretory process is different in different organisms itself. Okay. Then we will see what are the functions of the excretory system. Okay, and then I told you that what is excretion. Excretion means nothing but here it is a process of elimination of nitrogenous wastes or unwanted materials, or the materials which are not useful to our body. Okay, and already I told you that excretion is a biological process. Okay, then we will see what are the functions of the excretory system. Okay, so under this excretion, what happens means the elimination of all the metabolic products and the toxic substances will be there. That is the first function. Okay, so excretory system is helpful to remove the toxic substances and to elimination of the metabolic wastes. Okay, so what are the metabolic wastes? I will tell you in the next part itself. Okay, so that is the first function, and the second one is maintenance of water balance. Maintenance of water balance, or water to be maintained properly. Okay. So here by reabsorption, children, by reabsorption, the water to be maintained in our body. Okay. So during excretory system, what happens means at some areas the water will be recollected. All amount of water will not be excreted out from our body. Okay, some amount of water which is essential to our body, children, that is reabsorbed. So reabsorption of water will be there by the help of excretory system. So what is the first function? Elimination of toxic substances. Elimination of toxic substances and metabolic wastes. And second function is reabsorption of water. So these are all the functions. Functions of excretory system. So we are looking into the functions of excretory system. The first function is elimination of toxic substances as well as metabolic wastes. Second function is reabsorption of water. And third function is filtration of body fluids. Filtration of body fluids. So, in our body, children, there are certain areas where the digestive juices get released. There are certain glands, secretions of hormones will be there. Okay, secretions of ions will be there. Bile juice also delivered by the liver itself. Okay, so like that, different body fluids get released in our body for metabolic activities. So all those things get filtered by the excretory system. The essential things will be recollected back into the body. The ions, sodium ions, calcium ions, potassium ions, such type of ions which are essential to our body, they will be regained by our body, recollected back our body, and the unwanted fluids will be filtered and they should be eliminated from the excretory system. Okay, otherwise they leads to some of the disturbances of the biological activities in our bodies. And third one is maintaining of the homeostasis. Homeostasis. Okay, so this homeostasis is there, no? Homeostatism. Homeostasis. So maintenance of homeostasis in our body. So what is known as homeostasis means the internal environment will be maintained properly. Okay, so that is done by the excretory system. The maintenance of balancing of the homeostasis. Homeostasis to be balanced. Homeostasis to be balanced. Balancing of homeostasis. So what is the meaning of homeostasis means here? Here, the internal environment of our body to be balanced. For example, I will give you one or two examples here. The sugar levels in our blood. Okay, the secretion of insulin levels and maintenance of sugar levels in our body is maintained with the help of the excretory system. So that is a kind of homeostasis itself. And our body temperature. So always our body temperature must be 98.6 itself. Okay, so our body is exposed to different climatic conditions. Okay, so by all means, children, the body temperature should not rise. So in disease condition, it get raised, no problem. Okay, but as we are the warm-blooded animals, children, so the body temperature to be maintained in a proper way. So that is also one of the example of homeostasis itself. So this balancing of different internal conditions, environmental conditions to be done by the excretory system. So that is also one of the function of the excretory system. And next you learn eradication of the toxic substances. Eradication of the toxic substances. So that is also one of the important function contributed by the excretory system. Okay, right, one by one, let you know. Elimination of toxic substances and metabolic substances. Then reabsorption of water. Okay, so maintenance of water levels in our body itself. Filtration of body fluids. So removing of excess of bile pigments and excess of digestive juices, all those things. Then homeostasis, maintaining the internal environmental condition of our body itself. Then eradication of toxins from our body itself. Eradication of toxins from our body itself. So these are all the functions which are carried by the excretory system. Then what are the metabolic wastes? So till now I am saying that the excretory system is useful for removing of metabolic wastes. I am saying no. So what are the metabolic wastes to be removed from the body through excretory system means here metabolic wastes. Okay. For example, you take CO2. CO2 is a metabolic waste. Okay. So how CO2 get released? Through respiration. It is a byproduct of respiration process. So this carbon dioxide is there, no children. This is one of the metabolic waste. So this metabolic waste is removed or released through respiration process. So you know already oxygenation process takes place in the lungs itself. Okay, so when deoxygenated blood reaches to the lungs, there the oxygenation takes place from the deoxygenated blood. The rich amount of carbon dioxide will be eliminated through the lungs, through the respiratory tract during expiration process. Okay, so carbon dioxide is one of the metabolic waste. Okay, then salts. So just now I told you about the bile juice. So when liver is producing the bile juice, no children, it contains bile pigments, biliverdin. Bile pigments will be there, bilirubin, biliverdin, such type of bile pigments will be there. Okay, and then urochrome, another chemical substance also released by the liver itself. Okay, so at that time what happened means, sometimes some other days we take high protein content food materials, some other days we take low protein content food materials. Okay, so the liver can secrete the bile juice accordance with the protein substances itself. Okay, so here the neutralization process will take place. So under the neutralization process, children, some excess of salts also get released. Okay, so the salts also one of the metabolic waste that comes by neutralization of the salts. Neutralization process itself. Okay, then urea or uric acid. Urea or uric acid. Okay, so this is a major metabolic waste which can be produced in human beings also. Human beings and all vertebrate animals itself. Okay, so how urea or uric acid released as a metabolic waste means by the protein synthesizing itself. And deamination process itself. So when the ammonia is synthesizing in our body and breaking down of large fat globules, okay, protein molecules, proteins are synthesizing itself, no children. At that time, either urea or uric acid get released as metabolic wastes itself. Okay, so carbon dioxide, salts, urea, uric acid, and large amount of water also. Okay, so during digestion process, during respiration process, so lots amount of water molecules also get released as metabolic wastes, children. So that also have to be eliminated by our body itself through excretory system. So along with this, children, some other nitrogenous wastes like bile juice, bile pigments, excess of hormones also are digestive, sorry, not hormones, digestive juices. Excess of digestive juices are also to be eliminated by our body itself. So metabolic wastes. What are the metabolic wastes to be released under the excretory system means water, urea, uric acid, okay, and then carbon dioxide, some other salts. So these are all known as the nitrogenous wastes or the unwanted materials or the metabolic wastes which are released out through excretory system. So excretion is one of the biological process, and under this process removal of these metabolic wastes will be there. And then till now I am saying about different organs will be there in different organisms for contribution of this excretory system itself. Okay, so excretory system is carried out by various organs in various organisms itself. Okay, so in man, what are the chief excretory organs? What are the chief excretory organs in a man? Kidneys. So kidneys are the chief excretory organs in man. So additional to this kidney children, there are some other pathways for excretory system. Okay, additional to kidneys, there are some other organs are also takes an important role in the elimination process itself. Okay, so majorly the chief excretory organs in a human being are in all vertebrates. Vertebrates, kidneys, and additional to that kidneys, okay, skin also act as an excretory organ. Skin also act as an excretory organ. And then liver also act as an excretory organ. Okay. And then small intestine also act as an excretory organ. Small intestine. And then children, lungs also act as an excretory organ. Okay. So not only we have to discuss about the kidneys. Kidneys are the chief excretory organs in our body. Okay, and then additional to the kidneys, children, skin, liver, small intestine, lungs, they are also act as excretory organs in our body. So through kidneys, all kinds of the major kinds of nitrogenous wastes to be eliminated. Okay, this is the chief organ. And then skin is there, no children, through sweat. Okay, we have in the skin oil glands are there, sebaceous glands are there in the form of sebum. So whatever the excess water, excess salts are present, no children, that will be developed as sebum itself, and that sebum will be eliminated out to the sweat pores. To the sweat pores. So skin also have a role in the excretory system itself. And liver. Just now I told you now, during metabolic activities, children, the bile juice get released by the liver itself, and that bile contains different pigments. Okay, along with the bile pigments, urochrome, one of the chemical substances or substance also get released. Okay, so in that process, children, lots of that waste materials get released. So that also will be released in the bloodstream, and that will be reached to the kidneys itself, and then small intestine also. So at the part of the colon, the unwanted material, undigested particles will be there, no children. They will be accumulated and they pushed into the large intestine, children. By the wavy movement, they will be eliminated out from our body in the form of fecal material. Okay, or either stools itself. So here, small intestine also act as an excretory organ for elimination of the unwanted materials from our body. And lungs. Just now we discussed about the carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide after oxygenation will be eliminated out from our body through respiratory tract. Okay, so like that, kidneys are the chief excretory organs. So other than the kidneys, children, skin, liver, small intestine, lungs also takes an important role for elimination process itself. So totally, what is excretory system? What is excretion? What did you understand by the excretion, children? So this excretion is a biological process, and under this excretion, the removal of nitrogenous wastes, the removal of unwanted materials from our body through a particular system that is known as excretory system itself. And then when we look into the human excretory system, now children, it has different components. The human excretory system having different components. Okay, just I will give you one idea, and then the detailed discussion of the different components, the function, major function of these different components, how the elimination process will goes on by these different components, that we will see in the next class. Okay, so what are the components present in the human excretory system, means children? Just I will give you a simple flow chart. Okay, first a pair of kidneys we will see. A pair of kidneys will be there in the human excretory system, and the kidneys are the okay, the near from the kidneys, children, two tubular structures will be emerged out. They are known as ureters. Okay, so two ureters are derived by the kidney. Derived means they will be connected to the kidneys. Okay, so in kidneys, filtration process takes place, and the filtrate will be there, no children. So that filtrate is collected by the ureters, and from the ureters they reach to the next part known as urinary bladder. Urinary bladder itself. Okay, and from the urinary bladder, children, the urethra is there. No, this is the ejection part itself, children. Through urethra, the nitrogenous wastes will be removed out from our body. Okay, so what are the components present in the human excretory system? Why? Because we have to talk about the human. We are talking about the human excretory system as per our textbook. Okay, so under this human excretory system, children, kidneys, ureters, urinary bladder, and urethra. So these are the main components present in the excretory system. Okay, so just you have a look on the screen, children. Okay, what are the different excretory organs present in our body? Additional to the excretory, chief excretory organs like kidneys. What are the other excretory organs take an important role in our body? That all those things. Just you have a look on the screen itself. Okay. So just now I told you that lungs also act as an excretory organ. Lungs. So a pair of lungs will be there located in the chest cavity, and both the lungs receive the deoxygenated blood from the alveoli, children. And after the oxygenation process, the accumulated carbon dioxide will be removed out through the respiratory tract during expiration process itself. Under inspiration, we collect the oxygen into the body. Under expiration, the carbon dioxide will be eliminated. So lungs act as one of the excretory organ in our body, additional to kidneys. Next, skin. Okay, so the skin has different parts here. Okay, hair follicles will be there, and then sebaceous glands also there, sweat glands also there. Okay, so the excess amount of water and excess amount of salts, they will be gathered by the sebaceous glands and sweat glands, no children. Okay, in the form of oily substances, in the form of sweat, or together sebum itself, children, it will be removed out from our skin itself. So skin also act as one of the excretory organ additional to the kidneys itself. Okay, then next organ is liver. So among all glands in our body, liver is the largest gland. You know that. Okay. So here, children, the liver also connected with the number of blood vessels, gallbladder will be there, and it is a major organ where the bile juice is produced. So there are no digestive juices in the liver, children. Only it is able to produce the bile juice, and bile juice acts for synthesizing of fats itself. emulsification of fats. The larger fat globules will be synthesized, broken down into very smaller particles itself, children. And then the fats will be digested thoroughly and converted as fatty acids and other things. So here, this liver is produced bile juice, children. It contains different pigments and along with that urochrome also will be produced by the liver itself. So by all the metabolic activities, children, whatever the extra bile juice or extra particles are there, they will reach to the bloodstream, and by that they will be eliminated from our body itself. Okay, so along with the kidneys, okay, skin, lungs, and the liver also act as excretory organs. So whatever you are looking on the screen, children, that is the main and chief excretory organ in our body. That is nothing but kidneys. So a pair of kidneys will be there in our body, and just now I told you what are the different components present in the kidneys. Okay, so renal artery, renal vein will be there, and a pair of ureters will be there, and followed by bladder, and then urethra, which is ejection area itself, children. Okay, so by all these components are very much essential to follow the excretory system itself. Okay, so by this I am closing the session, children. Tomorrow we will have a detailed study of the excretory system itself.